you bring the energy in to do the work, you move out with it. We will like you to stay very, very grounded and allow the energy to move through, but not you. We don't want you moving through with the energy. We want you to stay here and allow the energy to move through. So,
I had a couple of comments, and this is more in regards to the 9/11. We had some interesting conversation on our meditation night in regards to young youth that go into the military in one form or another, that are trained that they are there to kill an enemy, somebody who is against our belief system or has wronged us or what have you. And those people end up coming back later on with what they call a post-traumatic stress, or feeling the guilt and the doubts about what they actually had believed in. And if you could also maybe tell us a little bit about the prayers and forgiveness that we need to give for those who have actually killed those others.
Yes, we have spoken about this only rarely, because our peoples have not been wanting to hear what we have to say. But it is time to begin to consider this again. There are a number of considerations to look at. The first one is the old habit, which says that if someone does not agree with you, then you must make them to be an enemy, to be evil. You must, what is the word this Randy's teacher Gabrielle has used? You must
disrespect.
Disrespect them. It is deeper than disrespect. It is dishonor. You must dishonor them by pretending that they are not human beings like you are. You must look at them as though they were less than human.
The axis of evil.
And yes, axis of evil, yes.
The axis of evil. The evil axis.
Well,
Bushism.
This is the way that your peoples have convinced themselves that it is okay to kill someone.
Yes.
And now that there is conflicting energies around this, to a great degree, it is even more difficult. The dichotomy is even more evident and more difficult. What occurs is that for one reason or other, a country or a person or a community decides that they must manipulate and gain control over someone else, whether it's country or person or in relationship, it does not matter. But they feel they must have some kind of power or authority over someone else. And in order to do this, they convince themselves and those around them that this other person is not human, is devil or evil or whatever, but is not human. Your Christian people say they are not Christian. Your Islamic people say they are not of Islam. Your Judas people say they are not Judas. And therefore they do not count. And you are now free to do against them what you choose because they are not human. But there is that within you, your soul self, which recognizes every single moment that every human being in the world is itself. So it sees in you, it's a self. It sees in every human being its own self, because there is that part within you, the soul self, the essence of the soul self, which recognizes that there is only soul, only perfect love, only God, only whatever you wish to call, but that you are not different from who is standing in front of you. And if you're killing the person in front of you, you're killing yourself. So you have countrymen and political or religious leaders who decide that they must defend you from being killed, and so they go to war. And they must take your human peoples, your young men, your middle men, and make of them warriors. They call warriors. But they are not truly warriors. They are soldiers, which is true. And they convince them that they must kill the enemy in order for them to protect the families that they love, the country that they love. They convince them that you cannot have a safe life in your country if you do not kill these people who are trying to kill you, and so you must kill them. So then you send your soldier to foreign country. And in olden days it was easier because you did not see the people you were killing. You did not go very often into their homes or their towns or buy their foods at the markets, except for a very short periods of time. You were mostly on battlefields in some way or another. But in these days, you must go to war in the streets of every single city, every single town. You go to war on the peoples who are in their churches, in their grocery stores. You go to war on the people who are in front of you, and you cannot tell the difference between who you are trained to believe is your enemy and who you are supposed to assume is not, because they all come from the same country, and it is the country which has been made the enemy.